Susan Smith is my guest. Susan is a Liberal commentator, co-founder of Blue Sky Strategy Group. Hey, Susan, good to see you again. Thanks for your time.
To see you.
All right, so the debate's coming up tomorrow. It is in French. There's been a lot of conversation on the shaky nature of Mark Carney's French. What's at stake for him?
Well, Mark Carney has graded himself 6 out of 10 in French. I think that's not bad. And I think most Francophone speakers and French commentators think he's doing just fine. Mr. Poilievre has had 20 years practicing for this moment, I think, in the House of Commons, sparring both in English and French. And he has a Francophone life at home with his wife and his kids. So Mr. Carney, I think, has to come across clearly, come across calmly, show that he understands, that he's prime ministerial, show that he's the guy to deal with Donald Trump, and shows that he grasps what's going on. For Mr. Poilievre, I think there's something at stake for all of the leaders, actually, but particularly Poilievre and Carney. Angry Pierre can't show up tomorrow in the debates. That's not going to work. You guys just had some coverage about the Canada is broken message that he had for a long time. He's got to be able to pivot from that and show that he's prime ministerial. It's 2 hours, the debates in French and in English, so that's a long time to keep your temper in check.
It really is, and Mark Carney has never done this before, so who knows how he will do on a debate stage. Also the topics are interesting too, Susan, and we're going to show our viewers the topics for the French and then the English debate to give everyone a sense of some of the subjects that are going to be covered here. A lot of this is domestic. Some of it, of course, will be about Donald Trump. Trade war, sovereignty, but a lot of it is also about domestic issues, cost of living, energy, and whatnot. I wonder whether that puts Mark Carney at a disadvantage, public safety, security, in the sense that, the Conservatives have really been trying to make this campaign about domestic issues, inflation, cost of living, crime, housing crisis, and on it goes. Based on those topics, will Mark Carney be on the defensive?
I think he'll be on offense. I think they're all going to be on offense, not defense. But I think what Mr. Carney will be doing is linking very accurately the trade situation with Trump to the Canadian economy. When you're trying to address affordability issues and factories are closing because of not because of Donald Trump's trade and tariff policies, those two issues are interconnected. When you're talking about energy and energy corridors, that goes to our trading relationships and who we can trade with across the country and how we can get things done. So I think Mr. Carney will be able to handle that. This is where I think Angry Pierre will come in. And I do think certainly on the crime one, those will be the real interesting moments in the debate. Mr. Poilievre, in raising the fact that he would use the notwithstanding clause to override the Supreme Court of Canada on not one but two issues, I think is something that you'll hear all of the leaders talking about. He'll be trumpeting it as one thing, and I think you'll see the leaders positioning that as Trump-y. We know Donald Trump's been ignoring the courts in the States, and Mr. Poilievre has said he will use Section 33 to override two things. 3 strikes, sounds familiar, and another thing on consecutive sentences when in fact people can are eligible for parole but may not be granted that kind of parole. That's where you see some of the big differences between the two leaders, and I'm watching for demeanor. It will be tough for Mr. Carney in French, no question. He's a career economist. He's up against a career politician. But where we are in the country right now, I'd much rather have a career economist who's learning how to be a politician than a career politician who's learning how to be an economist.
Susan Smith, Liberal commentator, co-founder of Blue Sky Strategy Group, joining us from Ottawa today with her take. Good to see you, Susan, as always. Thank you.
Thanks, Todd.